Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast, also known as the PSVG cast. I'm Elaine, and I'm joined once again by it's a bunch of chuckleheads. That's what it is. They're a bunch of chuckleheads. And when I go to see my doctor in like 6 months, she's going to be like, your blood pressure is awfully high. Have you had a lot of stress in your life? And I'm going to be like, yeah, I know these guys, and I'm trying to hurt these cats. So, as per usual, I'm joined by Dev. What's up, Dev?
What's poppin'?
You know, nothing.
Same stuff, different day.
Same stuff, different day. That's all right.
Just
Nothing's on
for
fire.
the family.
Yeah. What'd you guys have?
Nice coffee, and we're good to go. I made a Hello Fresh meal. It was some kind of coconut marshmallows, coconut meatballs and rice and green beans and stuff.
Sure,
looks really good.
Did you not eat? Do you not eat?
I have not eaten yet. I just made it so they could eat. I'll do the show, and then I'll go eat in peace.
Oh, word, though. I wait till my kids go to bed, but the dog sneaks in and looks at me like, you going to share that? Or, nah, dude, Get out. Get out. I'm also joined by Donnie. What's up, Donnie?
Greetings, Koopalings. What's going on, everybody?
That's not how that goes on this show. What are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
That's how this goes.
The pencil?
Yes, the pencil.
Elaine, how was your podcast? How did it go?
Don't test me, Delvin.
Don't test me. I'm also joined by Delvin. What's up, Florida man? How you doing over there?
I am doing good. I am doing great. I am on the third podcast of the night, baby.
He's gonna fall asleep in the middle of this with his face on the desk, and we're just gonna be like,
still doesn't know how to record Audacity locally, right?
Look,
8,000 podcasts.
Look, okay,
You know
it's hard.
We worked with him. And his last local on XP was actually pretty good. I can't speak for the rest of his
getting there.
But XP was nice.
How many podcasts have you done? 1,000? 2,000?
Right.
Today?
No, not today.
To date.
Total. Yeah, you need a clicker thing. You need to keep track.
I don't know, a lot.
You've talked on the internet more than all of us combined, I think. It's absurd.
True.
That's
absurd.
True.
It's absurd. All right. We actually have a lot of stuff to talk about today. So we're going to talk about video games first, because if I let you yahoos go off onto a tangent, we're going to talk about who's not wearing pants and why French toast is an atrocity to man, apparently. So we're going to just look. All right. No, get out. We're not. I had to wrap it around.
Delvin.
Delvin, what are you playing? Why don't you tell me you're playing a video game instead of affronting my breakfast choices?
I am only playing one game, and it's only one game that can be played, and it's Deathloop.
Deb, you are also playing this. I installed it and haven't started it yet because reasons. Tell me, gentlemen, about the video game.
God damn, I love this game. The main character is right up my alley, full of nonsense.
Yes, that tracks. Mm-hmm.
He pisses off a hot girl who wants to murder him every chance he gets.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Did he piss her off?
He pissed her off enough?
Did he? Have we gotten to that point yet? I don't know if he's actually pissed her off. I think she's trying to get him to do something, but he hasn't necessarily pissed her off by his actions. It's more like his lack of action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of relationships. If you don't put in enough effort,
girls be mad. Yeah, that could be true.
Maximum effort.
That's true. So. Okay, this is an arcane joint for those of you who have not been paying attention. It's PlayStation 5 and PC as of now.
Correct.
I've seen from a lot of people that this thing is slightly different than what they expected in terms of gameplay loop. Tell me how this thing goes. How does it? Is it actually? It's not a roguelike, right? It's kind of
not at all.
It's not a roguelike, even though it seems like it would
close.
be from the trailers. As they pitched it. So tell me how this game actually works.
How far are you in it, Def?
I have
far.
Only gotten through the intro mission and then the very first mission. I play these things hella slow because I go stealth. So I'm
you be sneaky.
Sneak around, murder some fools, and find all the collectibles. So I'm super early in it. But yeah, it's not a roguelike in any way.
That's good. That's cool, because I could use less of those right now. I love them, but not in this context. Does it play like an arcane game? Does it have that Dishonored feel to it?
Very much so.
Yes.
I'm digging the hell out of it.
Actually feels better than
really?
Dishonored. To me, it does. It feels better.
It feels like Dishonored perfected.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I like the sound of that. I liked I really liked Dishonored, especially by the end of the second game. Like, the controls felt really good to me, and they ended up feeling natural, and I want more of that vibe. So, kind of here for this. So what... I won't get into the premise, but how does this loop work? You're a dude who's looking to assassinate these people, right? Throughout this closed world. That's the impression that I get.
You're
right?
more like a dude who has no idea why he's doing what he's doing and trying to figure it all out.
Oh,
he's
good.
essentially
Okay.
me. He knows nothing at all.
Yes.
I didn't say
He's
it.
clueless.
Y'all, I did not say it. He said it. I'm just here.
Delvin really wants to be Colt real bad. Real
Yes, he is
Colt
awesome.
has a good vibe. I'm way about that dude's vibe, and I love the voice actor that they pulled for him. He's rad.
Oh, the
so
acting is fantastic.
good.
Really
It
good.
is fantastic. But yeah, you basically you wake up and you're like, who the hell am I? Why am I here? What is going on? Okay, I'm seeing things, and yeah, so he's basically like an amnesiac trying to piece everything together while also being attacked by this chick, and you don't know why. You're like, why? What did I do to you? Why are you trying to murder me? What is going on? So you're basically just trying to put all of those pieces together as you go along, and eventually, yes, you're gonna have to assassinate these individuals
people
to break the loop.
So you're learning the situation of the world along with the character then. I love
Yes.
it when games do this. Like, I enjoy coming in knowing exactly as much as the main character and carrying through. I think that's rad as a design choice because it doesn't force you to get a bunch of background. You can just go. I think that's great. That's very smart.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and there's these little, like, I guess each area is like a little hub.
Okay.
And you can go through the area and do what you need to do. And after you finish that area, you can move on and keep your stuff that you have. Or you can stay there and explore more. But the catch to it is, if you stay in that area, anytime you die in that area, anything you have resets.
Oh,
The knowledge doesn't reset, but like all your weapons and things like that are gone.
So it does have like roguelike elements. Like, it's still
In a way.
like looping you in a sense, just not in a completely traditional way where you lose the story loop as well. Like, okay,
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
You also you get 3 lives in a way. Like, you actually you don't just die and that's it. You actually get like a rewind. So
oh, interesting. Okay, that's pretty cool.
so it's even less of a roguelike in that aspect.
That's
It's not
good.
Just
It's-
like one and done.
That's good. Okay, so is it linear? Do you go through these areas in order? Do you have choices as to where you go? Like, how does the world? Do you know the answer to that question yet?
I know a little bit of it. It starts off linear, but you're in these areas where you can achieve the goal however you want to achieve it.
Okay.
Like there are different pathways you can go to reach this certain area. And then once you get to that pathway and get to that area, you can move on to the next area, things like that. But as you progress in the game, and they give you like certain things you got to do, because the whole object is, and everybody should know this, they saw the trailer, you have to kill all 8 of the targets
to break the loop.
to break the loop in a span of 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do have a certain time frame, and you can go to the different areas in different times of the day, because you do come across notes that also let you know what's going to happen in the afternoon or what's happening here in the morning.
That's
so
dope.
you're trying to set up the entire data where you can go through each area and murder all of the guys, break the loop, and then
That's pretty sweet. I'm about this. This sounds great. I just installed it. I picked it up. I was away camping over the weekend. My copy came Sunday. So my copy came from Best Buy early, but then my work was a shit show and I just haven't had time. So this is my project for the weekend. I'm home
Nice.
in my basement this weekend, not in nature.
Nice.
No nature today. Camping was really good. It was a really good weekend, but like, I'm looking forward to a little bit of nerdery in my vampire cave. So this will be up on the list. Dev, you're still playing Destiny. You're still enjoying Destiny. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to get up on my soapbox so Donnie can knock me off of it. But yes, Destiny is great. It's still going. New stuff happens this week, and I'm excited.
Who?
Stop that. You stop that. You stop it. I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima. It's really good. Like, I'm really glad I waited to play it. I'm really glad I waited to play it till it was kind of quote unquote content complete, or at least with this DLC pack in it, because this is the type of game that I don't want to stop playing. And my best experience through The Witcher was when I played it with both DLCs having been released, and I could just keep going, so to speak, and see like the experience. But this is still one of those games that I'm like, I don't know what I want to play. I'm stressed. I'm going to get on my horse and I'm going to ride and I'm going to see what I find. Yeah. That's the vibe. Yeah. And I'm really happy to have it right now because things have been kind of stressful in my personal life and my work life. So it's one of those games where I'm just like, I wear headphones for it too. I'm like, I turn out the lights. We're done. I'm doing this to reset my brain for 1 hour. And it's great. Super great for that. It's good shit. Donnie, what about you? Oh, no. Hit me, Delvin.
Well, it's for both of you guys. Did Ghost of Tsushima win Game of the Year when it was out and about?
Don't think it did it? I don't remember. It all runs together in my head for me. It's always so weird. I'm
asking that because in retrospect, me playing like this version of it, I'm like, yeah, this probably should have won Game of the Year. This is an amazing game, and it looks better now.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I said it last year. I said it should have won.
It's a masterpiece.
It's funny. It's one of those games where I started playing it and I was immediately like, I need to own the soundtrack to this game on vinyl. There are a couple games that have that vibe for me where like The Witcher has it. I bought the Valhalla soundtrack as well because it has that vibe. This was one of those. And man, it is a beautiful vinyl set. Like when you open it, it's got like the manga style art in the inside. It's beautiful. And it's just put it on, turn it up, shut off the lights, chill. So good. Like games that do that are special. For me.
Oh yeah.
It's special.
Absolutely.
It's a special game. All right, Donnie, what you playing, man? You got all kinds of interesting stuff that's different. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of stuff because I've just been doing a lot of stuff. I didn't want to talk about it last week, but for those of you who follow me on Twitter or in our Discord, you know that my cat passed away last Wednesday when we were recording. And I just started buying shit relentlessly.
Oh, I bought shit too. Let's play a game. I made some choices with my week. Oh Lord.
Because there's like, I'm a little caught off guard in how much it affected me. I've had animals pass away before. I've had to release animals. I've had them die unexpectedly. That is exactly what happened to Kirby. We took him to the vet because he was definitely not feeling well. They prepped him for surgery. They were going to give him surgery. And in the middle of prepping him for surgery, his bladder exploded. And they couldn't save him. And it just felt like it rocked my wife and I. And it was hard for the next few days. Like after last Wednesday. Like waking up Thursday and Friday. And it was weird because, like I said, I've had a bunch of animals throughout my life. Everybody goes through this, you know, like there's old Yeller memes and everything that make fun of it. So it's like, there's a part of me that feels like I shouldn't have, I don't know, been that rocked. But as the days that kept passing, I was definitely rocked. Like just off my kilter, just not able to focus, not able to sleep. We did all this podcasting stuff and I bought all this like diet food and I got my schedules together and I was going to start working out and I was going to stop drinking. And I didn't do any of that shit. Kirby died and I drank all the alcohol and I ate all the food. I ate whatever made me feel better. I didn't work out at all. I just played a bunch of video games and I was just like depressed, just sorely sad. Me and Kirby were so close. And I think that's the thing. I was never, I don't think anybody would ever say that I was a cat person before Kirby. I've had cats, but I don't think I'd ever consider myself a cat person. But without Kirby, that's what I just started to notice. It was not only was Kirby gone, it was like all of our little routines that we do throughout the day. And like we've been at home for, I've been at home for over a year. So I've been there like every day. So I've had coffee with him on my lap. We have a routine every morning where I wake up and he would lead me to the kitchen and I would give him a treat. Like every morning I would give him one little treat. And my wife hated it. She thought it was so stupid, but every night he would wait for me and I would pick him up and carry him to bed. And then when I would lay him down on the bed, I would lay my head like on his belly. And because he liked to like kind of cuddle as like he went to sleep. So I would do that every night, and I just didn't have that. And like I played all my games with him in my lap, and I was just missing it so much. I was just like heartbroken, and I was like, I don't know what to do, and because it just felt awful. And as my kids took it in stride, took it so well. It's just me and my wife. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just we were so close to Kirby. He slept on my feet. You know, he used to cuddle up under my blankets, and he would like snuggle up to me at night. So it's just like I just didn't have it, and like it was stunning how like I couldn't operate anymore. Like I couldn't sleep, I couldn't game. Like I was like, he is so a part of everything that I've been doing for so long. It not being there is just utterly disrupted everything that I'm doing.
I'm going to tell you what my vet told me when Lucci passed, because Lucci was my dog, and we had him for only about 18 months. We got him as a senior, and he's the tattoo on my arm. And he passed really suddenly. We think he had cancer, like maybe in his like brainstem or something like that, but we had to put him down very quickly out of nowhere. We're like within a 48-hour period, he was gone, right? And I could not shake the bad juju, and I went to pick up his ashes because he was special. I wanted to have him cremated, and the vet came out and she handed me a bag with his ashes and a book in it, and everybody at the vet's office had signed the book. I like sobbed in my vet's office, but she said to me, she's like, everybody who loves animals has one animal, whatever kind of animal you love, that is your heart animal, and they latch onto you somehow special, and you're never expecting it, and there's never another one that's like that for you. And you will mourn that animal harder. And he was my heart dog. Kirby was probably just your heart animal. And it's
because like I've had Archie for 15 years now. That old bastard, he's still hanging on.
Yeah.
And like if he died, I would definitely be sad. But like Archie's had a great life, and he's old, and like I wouldn't be rocked at all. Actually, I'd be like, that's what happens. But Kirby was so unexpected. I left him in the hands of a veterinarian, and 45 minutes later he was gone.
Yeah, that's how I felt with Luch. Same deal.
I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, and you feel shell-shocked, and you feel sad. And it's like I had to put a cat down who was 19 years old. I had this cat with Dawn for 18 straight years. I had known her since she was 1. And I was sad. But this dog held me for 2 months. I got this tattoo because I could not get it off my chest. I felt super depressed.
Yeah.
And it's just some animals that latch on. I know exactly what you're feeling.
Yeah. I'm just sitting around with my wife, and we're just like looking at each other, and
the house feels wrong.
Yes.
The house feels wrong. Yep.
All of it.
Feels wrong.
So I decide I'm going to escape into a game, and I come downstairs, and I throw my headphones on, and I start playing The Artful Escape.
Yeah.
Which hit Game Pass. And I'm looking at the screen, and it's one of the most beautiful like splashes of color on a video screen you'll ever see. And I'm like, you know what? That screen could be bigger. Like.
And then he messages me, Devin, Delvin, like, hey, I just found this thing on Best Buy. And we're like, of course we're going to enable your app.
I looked at Best Buy, and my Best Buy, you talk about deals with Donnie. This is a fun little story. And, I'm sorry for what it's about to happen, because this is about to be me just talking for a little bit. And it's one of the byproducts of me not having so many podcasts to talk on, is that you're just going to get a lot more of it on one podcast. So to my podcast co-host, I apologize. So I look at Best Buy, and they've got a 65-inch new version of the NanoCell that I have, like the TV that I've loved so much. I got the cheap entry level, like the base next gen level. This is the newest big giant version of that for $800, which is like half off.
So was that an open box return?
I didn't know. It was a certified Best Buy used TV. Right, is what they said. It was certified with Geek Squad. Certified Geek Squad
it means
TV.
It went out to the service center. They made sure it actually worked. It may have had something wrong with it. They fixed it, and they
That's not what it was.
With manufacturer specials. Really?
So I buy it on. So the first thing is I messaged Devin, and I'm like, I'm thinking about buying this TV.
Yeah, you put me in that message too. This was a mistake.
And Devin is like, yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Yeah.
He's like, you just feel better. I go to tell my wife, I was like, I'm going to run over to Best Buy and buy this TV. She got in the car, and I think she knew, she knows me better than anybody. She knows my exact, manic self. She's like, yep, this is exactly what you need right now. No, this is crazy. No, you don't need another TV. None of that. She's like, no, yeah, whatever it is to make you feel better. Let's go do it. You want to get some ice cream? She's just ride or die right in the car.
Good for her.
We go to Best Buy. They load it up. It's wrapped in, bubble wrap. It doesn't even come in a box.
Yeah.
Because I just pull up to the curb, and they bring it out, and they slide it in. And I'm like, okay, guys, and they're like, oh, and just so you know, it doesn't come with a remote or legs.
Sure. It didn't come with a stand.
What the hell? Okay. And they go, this was on our display.
Yes.
In the store. This is a display model TV. And I was like, well, shouldn't you guys put that on the website or something? Because now I got to buy this other stuff. So anyway, I'd already purchased it. We come too far. It was already in the van, so I wasn't going to take it back. So I bring it home. I use my legs off my old TV. I've since bought a stand.
Good.
I've bought a universal stand today, and I played the Artful Escape on the 65-inch super version of the NanoCell that I loved. And I don't think the Artful Escape is for everybody, but goddamn if it's not a gorgeous video game.
Pretty.
I mean, it is a really, really pretty video game. If you just want to show off, like if you've got a cool TV and you want to show it off to somebody, it's a great choice for like just some of the escapes and vistas that you see in that game are unlike anything else. And that game is just wild, by the way. I think Elaine, maybe Delvin, are you going to try to play it? Anybody else?
Oh yeah, I am going to play it.
Yeah, it's bonkers. It's 3 or 4 hours. It's not that long. You'll get through it really quickly. It's a lot of guitar soloing, and it doesn't always mesh well with the music. It's just a lot of guitar soloing. So just be ready for like constant like jazz guitar solos. But if that doesn't bother you, it's got a decent story. It's basically like this kid who's living in the shadow of his uncle, who's basically Bob Dylan, and you'll see like cameos from John Lennon and there's like Zeppelin nods and stuff like that. But you just go on this adventure for him to like find his own inner musician and become the rock star, glam star that he always wanted to be. And it just goes places. It's bizarre. Nice. There's no video game like it. It's one of the most unique video game. The closest game that I could even compare it to would be like Sayonara Wild Hearts, and even then, it really does that a lot more than that did. So I was loving it. All right, I'm playing on this TV. Here's the crazy thing: I got the TV for $100, right? Keeping score. So I write them a review or a feedback. I get one of those emails from Best Buy. They're like, provide us your feedback with your recent in-store purchase. So I fill out the form, and I was real nice. 9s, 10s, all across the board. And at the end, they're like, did you have an issue? And I was like, yeah, I did actually. I was like, you should probably let people know that TVs are missing important items. Like I was good because I already had a NanoCell. My remote already worked. I already had legs, so I could just repurpose from another one. But I just thought it was weird. I got a call from the manager the next day. He's like, hey, we just got your feedback form. What happened? And I was like, look, I'm not upset. I'm not going to bring the TV back. It's a great buy. I was like, I just thought it was weird that I bought this TV online. I had already purchased it. You had already put it in my TV. I was in my van. That's not the time to let me know that it's missing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you should maybe put
that
that up front.
Stuff is listed.
Yeah, usually it says it. He usually does say it in the description.
That's
so
what
that
he
is a
said.
mistake.
So
that was a mistake.
He said they messed up, and he refunded me $250.
Holy crap,
That
dude.
is awesome.
I spent that much money on something real stupid this week, so nicely done. Talk about money.
I bought a universal TV.
Another opens.
I bought a universal TV mount and a universal remote control. He was like, that should cover it for you. And I was like, thank you so much. And I didn't even ask for it. I told him, I was like, I'm totally fine with it. Like, I'm going to buy it anyway. It's a great buy. It's like a $1,500 TV. I'd never buy it on its own. He's like, yeah, but this shouldn't have happened. He's like, you're absolutely right to let us know. He said, you shouldn't have to be making that decision when it's in your car.
He's right.
So I'm doing that, right?
Excellent customer service, damn
it. It is.
Donnie provided useful feedback in a polite way too. Like it goes both ways. Like he approached it the right way from the consumer point of view, and then the manager met him in the middle. That's good all around. That's good shit all around.
So I've been rewiring. I had to rewire my all my stuff and put in this giant TV, and I've just been watching movies and playing games on them, having a blast on this massive TV. It's ridiculously big now, even more with the stand.
That's the size of TV that I own. It's the best.
Oh, it's very good. And I still can't shake how I feel. Like after I play all the games and I come down off of that high, I still feel bad. So you know what? Let's take the car into the shop. I got a cold air intake system put in it. I redid my speakers. I soundproofed my doors. Coach Mo told me not to get the cold air intake. I know it's a divisive issue amongst the car nuts.
It really
I
is.
got it today. And I couldn't imagine spending better money. It is so nice. The growl in the car is so nice when I floor it. I just, this is fantastic. I'm upset I waited this long to do it.
I'm bored.
So I've been working on that. I also bought 8 tons of gravel to overlay my driveway because my Challenger kind of sits in the mud, because like my house is on an incline, so when it rains, like dirt washes over my driveway and it gets my tires muddy. And I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this, so I'm gonna get some gravel and get my car up off the mud. And then I went to Home Depot and I bought an army of pumpkins. And
I saw your post.
I'm doing pumpkin men. Yeah.
I feel like we need to talk, okay? Like therapy might actually be cheaper, Donnie. Like I love you, okay, deeply. Yeah. But therapy's gonna be cheaper here.
I found this idea last year on how to make cheap skeleton men, cheapish. Probably most people would not.
I was gonna say
cheapish. You know, because if you buy animatronic props to put in your yard or inflatables,
you're a nut job.
They're $150, $250 each. I got a neighbor in the back of the neighborhood who does big for Halloween, except he does it with all the inflatables, so his house looks like a bounce house, like a fun house. That's that's sad. No. What I do is scary, and what I do is it looks, effective. So I found this cool.
Effective.
I found this. I had a kid last year who refused to come into the yard.
I think
he sent his mom for candy. Yeah, that's the GOAT. That's like the best experience you can have for somebody that's dawning up their house. He wasn't young. He wasn't young either. He went to Jack's elementary school. He was like 4th grade. He was like, I'm not going up there. That's the perfect.
You want to be
experience.
That house?
Yeah,
I do. You want to be the Hills Have Eyes house?
I
want to be the house where everybody's like, go to that house. They give the good candy. That's
I give good candy.
I don't want to make kids cry.
You just gotta work for it.
My dream scenario would be to create like a tunnel from the driveway to the porch. So you have to walk through, and it's basically a haunted house on the way in and out.
Yeah,
that would be like that's the dream. I'm getting there.
There's a house around here that does that. This neighborhood I live in goes crazy. So I'll take pictures.
Slowly but surely, I'm getting there. But so I found these pumpkin men, and you do this PVC pipe, and you stake them into the yard. And I was like, this would look great with my tombstones that I bought last year, which I shelled out way too much money for. And so I go and I show Melissa how to do it, and she's like, okay, so we should make like one. I was like, no, we're making 10 pumpkin men. I want pumpkin men everywhere, damn it. So I go to a Home Depot, and I'm like, I need 100 feet of PVC cut into 5-foot sections so I can make pumpkin men and their arms and everything. Oh, and I'm walking around. I've got 2 carts full. I've got all these pumpkins. I pull up to the register, and the lady, she's like, oh my God, are you doing this for Halloween? This is crazy. It's so cool. So I come home, and I spend all day making pumpkin men, just out there, just cutting the pipe, painting the pipes, getting the pumpkin heads sewn on right, pulling out all the electricals, getting all my stuff ready. So I'm getting ready for Halloween.
It's September, kids.
And I still can't shake the feeling.
That's what happens, man.
It's called grief. It ain't going away for a while.
I can't get out of it.
It comes back whenever it feels like it.
Yeah, it's not linear.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah,
Wednesday, when Melissa came home from work last week, before we recorded our show, she came home and she said, let's put all of Kirby's stuff in a box so when we get our next cat. And I was like, I don't ever want another damn cat again. Like, there's no cat that's ever going to be as good as Kirby.
I know how this story ends. And he's right. He didn't want another damn cat.
2 days later, I'm looking at kitten pictures because, like I told you guys, earlier, like, it's definitely Kirby. Kirby was just so special to me. But
yes,
all of the routine stuff that I could replace, I missed. Like, I know I missed it because of Kirby, but it's like I missed having a cat in the bed. I missed giving my cat a treat in the morning. I missed having the cat on my lap when I play games. It's like, I can't just... It dawned on me like 5 days later, right? So like, let's say, was it Sunday? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days later. It dawned on me, I'm like, I can't keep going without a cat. Like, it just dawned, and like, I'm like, I want to, like, we need a cat. You know, like, it's not going to be Kirby, but I need something because there's this hole that's not happening. There's this thing that's not occurring, in the house. Things feel off.
Donnie, what did you do? Tell the people what you did.
I started looking at cats like glamorous cat. I was going to buy $1,000 Mancoon Sunday night.
Say what now?
Yeah, I would slap you.
You was going to do what?
Melissa was all in on it. She's always one too.
She's enabling you. I will slap you in the damn face.
Nonsense. $1,000 cat.
Oh, but they're huge cats. They're big, man.
I can just grab a cat off the
They're
corner.
like 4
I was
feet.
going to say, I got cats everywhere. You want cats?
So-
I got cats. The lady across the street's got 8.
I find another kitten like 3 hours away that I thought was real cute that I was going to go get that I put in a thing for. But Melissa, we're at Home Depot. And Melissa goes, well, let's just go to the PetSmart.
PetSmart. This is
and
how
let's
it all
see
ends, kids.
if there's anything there that catches your eye. So we walk into the PetSmart, and the little girl that's doing the adoptions, she was a complete pain in the ass. Like, just the worst personality to have somebody trying to find some animals some homes. But it didn't matter, because we walk up, and Melissa finds this gray tabby that's like full gray and kind of striped, and he is a ball of fury. He is basically the flea, the Aussie of cats. Like, he is in this cage with this other cat, and he is dive bombing this cat relentlessly.
That's maximum
rolling,
cat. Yep.
slap, like he's just
Maximum
full on cat. He goes, and she's like, Donnie, I love him so much. Can I get him? I'll be honest with you, I wasn't that into him, but I was like, we're here. You like him. Why not? I'm just leaning into this feeling that I'm having. I'm like, let's get ice cream on the way home. Fuck, like what? Let's do whatever we want. Let's just do whatever makes
Donnie,
you feel better
therapy
in the
would
next
have been
moment.
a lot cheaper here. Okay.
It's adorable that it's a thing where let's get ice cream on the way home.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just so adorable.
I do that
So
when I'm
cute.
sad.
So
too.
cute.
I
Yeah.
do that too.
So we
So,
we
but
get
you
him.
didn't just get one cat.
We get
Donnie.
him. She pulls him out, and they're sitting there filling out the forms and everything. And I turn and I look, and there's this black cat in the cage all by herself, and she's just the sweetest thing. And she meows for me, and she reaches for me, and I put my finger up, and she nuzzles my finger like Kirby would nuzzle my fingers. And I was like,
Shit.
Oh,
what if
shit.
I looked at the lady and I said, what if I get 2? Can you give me a discount? And she goes, if you get 2, then I will knock half off. And I was like, I want her to. And Melissa was like, what are you
Deals
doing?
with Donnie, even on cats.
I was like,
Yeah,
we're
cat
taking
deals.
her too. We're taking her too. Just wrap it up. And they're like,
We're
well,
still getting ice cream.
you need the stuff. And I was like, let's get it. And so I got the cart, and I was like, let's get the better litter box. Let's get a new tower. Let's get all the toys. Like, let's get it. Let's do it. And we're going to do it big. Throw it all in the thing. And we came home, and Sunday night I played with cats. by
There's
myself.
pictures all
Just
over the
all
internet.
night. Just played with my
was all
cats.
over.
And then last night, my cats curled up on my chest, both of them. Melissa's
You hear
not
he says
happy.
His cats. His
We
cats.
bought-
His cats. Got 2
We bought
cats.
2 cats.
She wanted one.
It was
She wants
supposed to
a cat.
be one for her, one for me, and they both curled up on my shoulder, and she was not happy.
Isn't this what happened
so
with
mad.
Kirby as well? Didn't she originally want the cat and Kirby just took to you?
Yes.
This is why
so
she's
pissed.
mad. This is
She
why your
looked
ass
at
is gonna
me.
be.
She's like,
sleeping.
"This is not okay. This
Very
is
sleeping
not
on that."
okay." There are 2 cats, and I woke up this morning to a picture of her. She took a picture of me with her cat, the gray one, curled up in my cheek,
That sounds right.
just sleeping in my face.
That sounds
and,
right.
And the girl cat sleep on my feet. And it doesn't replace Kirby at all, but I do feel better.
You got cats
And
again.
It
That's
took me a week to basically a week and a lot of money spent, but a week to kind of talk about it. To even, like I said, I didn't want to talk
Yeah.
about it on the show.
I feel you.
I felt like I would have had like a breakdown. So I just kind of wanted to forget about it on the show, which thank you 3 for
We
kind of
got you, man.
providing that experience. But
Absolutely.
We love you.
yeah, and it was tough, but I feel better.
Good.
I did play a game on Switch called Ultra Age. You can get it on all of your consoles. It's like a indie-ish Devil May Cry.
You have me intrigued.
It's
I know. I've seen screenshots
intriguing.
of this,
Yeah, it's like
and
a
I want to play
360
this.
game,
Yeah.
but considering that it's an indie game, it's like $30.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good on Switch. Not great docked. Play it in handheld. Looks better in handheld. Or play it on a console, and I'm pretty sure it's good. But it's pretty tough too. I've died a bit. It's like one of those things: you die, you go back to the checkpoint, you upgrade, you go back, you
Yeah, let's
beat
do
them,
that.
You keep going. It's good. It's kind of nearish, especially in
Donnie.
like the traversal, like when you're running. So you'll run down camera, and then the camera will swing to the side, and you'll be running alongside like a platformer, and then it'll swing back behind you and stuff.
Donnie.
Those are like nearish things. Right?
I just posted a picture on my Instagram of a stack of games this thick that
I
I
know.
got in
You're
the
like, I
last
bought
2
Deathloop.
weeks.
Just gonna
and-
keep adding.
You
And
haven't
I'm
touched
and
Tsushima yet.
you have to stop. I
Or
can't.
scratch Tsushima, I should say. You haven't even.
I
stacked
am
any
Whoa,
deep
whoa,
I
in
am
there.
almost at the end of the second act of Tsushima. I will.
Second
finish
act?
Tsushima.
Nice.
Oh wow, you're crushing
It's
it.
not
Never mind.
the main story is not as long as you think that it is. It is not. I just get distracted like a child. But
maybe I just got distracted too much doing all those tales.
I'll just put that's the thing. I don't do all the tale. When I feel like doing a tale, I do it, and when I want to do the story, I do it. And it's like whatever, man. That's like your opinion, man. So
the last game that I played to get out of here real quick that I've been playing like basically all week is GTA 5.
But wait, it's not. But
nope, it got delayed, and I was like, you know what?
There aren't enough games right now.
I don't know if I want to wait. Well, it's like I'm waiting for Kenna. I'm not playing Deathloop. I'm going to play Majora's Mask with guns. That sounds awful. So
it's not that. I don't know.
I'm
what
not doing
Majora's
that.
Mask
That's
is,
what many reviewers said. You don't know Majora's Mask.
We are not going to fight about this, children. Not today.
So I was like, I got this awesome little laptop PC, and it can do all the mods. So I started breaking into the mods again, finding things to just keep myself busy. That's all I kept doing after this. And I was like, I'm just going to get into this and try to mod it. I could not get the Visual V mod to work, but I did get GTA Remastered mod to work, which basically adds a bunch of foliage and like some lighting effects. Right. And then I got this really cool mod, and this is going to sound so stupid, but I think it's the best mod that I got. I got a mod that makes the map in-game 4K. So like and it has everything laid out, like all the buildings and everything. So when you scroll in, you can see everything. You see like the street names and everything. It's nuts.
That sounds pretty okay.
So I've been playing GTA 5, and I gotta tell you, I was talking to Sean last night. We were playing around midnight, and Jason, and I'm loving it. I know I've always loved this game. I never finished it. It's forever long. I probably won't finish it again, but I'm playing it on this little laptop that I got. I have everything set to ultra.
On PC, man. I tried to tell you to play it.
Yeah, it works.
I knew you would like it. I told you about the mods. I knew you would love it, but you just didn't want to do it.
I got everything set to max. It's locked at 60 frames. I've got all the effects. It's like Cyberpunk. Exactly the same thing I had with Cyberpunk. I put it on my Razer Blade, and I turned everything up, and it looked great. Even in 1080p, it looked amazing. Yep. And that's the same thing here. It looks great, and I'm having so much fun playing it. And honestly, I just forgot. There's just nobody like Rockstar, maybe like South Park, but nobody really does stories like they do. And like the satirical takes on like life invaders, Facebook and Google, and like you hear all the satire on the radio with like Republicans and liberals, which is like crazy because that was what 2010. 2011, like when did this game come out? 2012?
2013. It is almost 10 years old.
It's almost been 10 years.
It got so much worse since then. It got so much worse.
I know. It's like this almost is believable
exactly.
now. The story of GTA 5. It's terrible. It's bad. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm looking forward to dipping back into it because I never finished it when the remaster does finally come out.
I don't think I'll get the remaster. I think I'll get my fill from this.
I'm gonna get it because I haven't touched it.
If you get the remaster, you probably would play that and be like, it's not as good as my laptop. To be
that's
honest.
fair. That's
so
fair.
I'll play this, get my fill, and then hopefully wait for those Vice City, GTA 3, San Andreas collections to come.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that provides me with a nice little switcheroo into the news. Let's talk about delays because a couple of games have gotten them, and let's hit them right now since yes, the GTA remaster did get one, but Dying Light 2 got pushed. I believe it's 2 full months. It was originally supposed to come out in December. It's now February 4, 2022. Hands-on previews are apparently coming soon. A 2-month bump isn't that bad. But here's my problem. But February is a shit show. There's no other way to say that. There are so many games.
Well, here's the thing. This happens every year. We say, oh my God, this year's going to be amazing. And then half of everything we expect this year gets delayed to next year. And then next year you go, my God, this year's going to be amazing. And then half everything in that year gets delayed. So like half of everything in February is going to get pushed out.
No, I actually think those are all going to come out. Okay. And it's going to be a crap show. Like I think that's going to happen.
It would be asinine for all of those games to release on top of each other. We've done this in video games over and over and over again. Yeah. The gaming market is not so big that you can have 10 AAA games come out within 3 weeks.
Absolutely, you can because it depends on who they're for. I think Saints Row will also get pushed. That one I can see getting pushed.
Yeah. There's going to be a couple of games getting pushed out of there. Yeah.
I don't think Horizon gets pushed. That one's locked in, and I suspect that Dying Light will come out. I really don't think Horizon.
I agree with you, but it could. I would just for the record, The Last of Us dated and everything, delayed the bitch the next day.
I understand. That was I know.
The next day they were like, sorry about everything we just said.
Oops. Oops,
I'm just saying, it's possible.
Anything is possible, right? But I think February and early March are going to be a complete crap show.
Horizon shouldn't be.
That one
worried.
should be done.
Horizon is not one of those games that's like, we got to get out of the way of something.
That's the game.
Saints Row needs to get out of the way of stuff.
Also,
Saints
there's just
Row, Sifu maybe. I
can see Sifu getting a push as well into March.
Yep.
Even April, where it starts to get a little looser. So, Battlefield 2042 is also catching a delay. This one's about a month. It's delayed from October to November 19th. It's not that. I mean, it's a month. It's still coming out this calendar year.
That should get Grubb in, I think, hot water.
Well, Jeff Grubb made mention somewhere about the delay, and the EA stock dropped
privately.
Tremendous, yes, and then
privately,
it got
and
leaked
it was
out.
Shared out.
And then the EA stock got hammered
Snitches
because
get
of it.
stitches.
But the problem is they waited till after the market closed to announce the delay, which was stupid because it would have saved the stock.
Well, the stock went back up. When it came out, it was just a delay for a month, and it went back up.
So they should have done that before the market closed, and they closed like way down. But that's neither here nor there.
So reactionary to this stuff.
It's a month. It's nothing. It's still coming out. It's still coming out before Black Friday. That's the date you have to make if you want to make a calendar
I was gonna,
year.
and when the news. So Grubb cryptically tweeted that there was another delay coming, and Battlefield was the one that I suggested.
It's the only one that I could.
I was thinking
happening.
it or COD because both of those games are so huge. They're giant franchises, and both of them have been oddly quieter than normal.
Yep.
Well, I don't think COD has been quiet at all. They've been touting all their betas and everything for like the last month.
But it's all been like Warzone and multiplayer. Like
that's all just showed about. Nobody cares about that story.
Yeah,
Nobody's playing that shit.
But with Cold War and Modern Warfare, they leaned way more into those with preview events and stuff like that.
Sure, but I think
they were a little louder. And but even with COD,
Warzone, the way Warzone took off, nobody is paying
but even
any
with
attention
COD,
to that story.
Well, the reason that I said Battlefield and the reason I said I'd lean Battlefield is because Battlefield's been really quiet.
Also, COD almost always makes their window.
Yeah,
they don't miss a window. They don't traditionally. Battlefield has missed windows, and they don't release a game every single year either. So it's different than Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty, they don't miss a window. They don't miss it.
COD could release with the broken story.
Right. I was just going to say
as that single player and that battle royale is running. Who cares?
I think they've been quiet, and it's been a different marketing loop for them because they've discovered that Warzone is so popular. That's the difference between then and now that I think that they finally latched onto. So that's, those are the delays. My dog is having a conversation with someone outside. Like, sir, it is 10:23 p.m. What is you doing, baby? All right, let's keep it moving here. We talked about Deathloop. It has gotten some very, very good and interesting reviews. I'm excited to see that it's doing well because it is a new IP, and I love to see a new IP come in hot like this.
Yeah.
Like it makes me excited.
Highest reviewed Xbox game ever. It's a joke, but it's a good one.
It's a joke.
But it's a good
one.
All
right.
8.5 out of 10 on the IGN scale.
Could you imagine if it won Game of the Year?
10 out of 10 on the IGN
Xbox's
scale.
Game of the Year.
It got some
PlayStation 5 exclusive.
It got some really impressive reviews, and
it did.
Arcane has a history of building great games, but like new IPs don't usually come in this spicy in a good way, and I really enjoy seeing that, especially ones that have a unique gameplay loop like this.
And people are actually playing it this time, unlike Dishonored, where nobody played Dishonored until later.
So bad. Dishonored, and especially Dishonored 2 had one of the coolest level designs.
So good.
That moving level. In Dishonored 2 that you could beat in a very creative way right from the beginning. Dishonored 2 is a masterpiece and not enough people played it. So I'm so glad.
Do you think it's a PlayStation boost?
Like a justification to buy a PS5 that you can't purchase right now?
No. That's not what I meant at all.
Okay.
What we were talking about before this release, before the reviews went up, is Arcane has never had a problem getting critical praise. All of their games have been extremely critically well received. They just don't sell well. And here's the thing: we don't know how well Deathloop's really selling yet, so I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch. But it seems like this has got a little bit more stroke than normal. So the question is that the PlayStation boost? Like, is that PlayStation, the fact that it's an exclusive, it's garnering a little bit more attention, and it's getting is that like a groundswell? Is that a part of it? Like, why now?
I would say a small part of it.
Maybe, but I think it's like new console boost. I don't think this is an exclusive to PlayStation situation. This is landing on PS5. You're not also getting it on PS4. It's the new shiny boost. that I think both of these consoles really need right now, and PlayStation just happened to grab a really good one. Because it's on PC as well, and it will do well on PC. But
should.
It should. I don't see this as being like a PlayStation boost so much as a next-gen exclusive boost. It could have come out on Xbox, and it would have been the same uplift.
I think it's just that it's a really good game, and it changes up that formula. Like, it's bringing something that we haven't really seen in game, the way they're telling the story, the way this loop goes. It's something a little different that people haven't seen before. So I think it's also that. Like, it's really good, and it's something different.
I'm glad for that.
It's fresh. I've been seeing that passed around a while.
I think that we get sequels and iterations and remasters to come in with a new IP, new characters, new universe, twist on a gameplay loop. They just hit, and then to execute all of those things exceptionally, like Arcane crushed it, and they deserve the praise.
I will say this. I think it's just that the game was shown a lot. Like, we've seen a lot of
they've shown it to death. They don't play. But that paid off for them.
Yeah,
it's good.
Did.
We hope
it paid off, and I hope it sells well. I want to see this do well.
So we don't know yet. We hope.
I get the vibe.
I can't wait to see the sales. It seems like I've seen a lot of people be like, I wasn't gonna get this, but I just bought it. I've seen a lot of that.
Me
too. I was
too.
eating some of the review hype myself because the vibe and the marketing, that whole 70s thing, I've been telling Dev leading into it, it's been kind of gaining my attention, even though I'm not one for Dishonored, and this whole loop thing is not my jam at all. The whole idea of the loop, I'm like, oh, I don't know, but I kept saying cool and fun, and then I saw one reviewer tweet that it was Majora's Mask with guns, and then I saw a lot of other people agree with that person, and I was like, I'm out then. That single-handedly is enough for me to not. I watched somebody play the first hour.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are your thoughts?
I don't think I'm gonna try it. Maybe if it comes to PlayStation Plus or something, or Game Pass. I originally was my original idea was I never thought this game was for me, structurally, how it's presented. But I was thinking I'll catch it on sale, December, January. I'm gonna get into it. I wasn't gonna wait for Game Pass. I was this is cool. But hearing the whole Majora's Mask and lining up when people are where and trying to do all that, I hate that. And I hate Majora's Mask because of it, and I hate a lot of other games that did it because of it. I always feel those type of loops and that type of scheduling, I always feel it's kind
stressful?
Of it's not just
Don't
stressful.
Make me work for my game.
It's not just
put them where they're
stressful,
supposed to be.
But I always feel it's a way of making a shorter game feel longer. And I don't even what was the game we just played? Was it 12 minutes? Remember I kept saying I kept doing and I kept doing, and I'm 5 loops to that, and I'm I'm over this. I'm over this
Fair
already,
enough.
real fast. So it's just not for me. So but seeing those reviews and watching those people say, because they were liking it because of that. It wasn't a negative review. They were I love this because of this.
I'm into it because I like the loop-based structure. I really enjoy that.
I'm kind of over loops.
I get you. I feel you. This is another one of those. It can be an exceptional game that is not for everyone's situations, and I think we often need to remind ourselves of that.
At this point, I think I'm gonna wait. It's got to be really bargain bin, or maybe if Kevin gets it, maybe I'll try.
I was gonna say Kevin's gonna get it. I like the murdering.
Maybe
I was gonna say I like
the murdering. The loop
I like
is just
their
an extra
gunplay.
piece.
I like their weapons play and stuff. The way they do that, I like Arcane stuff. So
yeah, they make great stuff.
Yeah.
I
like the story that's told throughout the game while you're playing it.
I'm excited about that.
It tells a really cool story while you're playing the game, and it feels connected, almost like you're watching a TV show, almost in a sense.
Yeah,
maybe I should just finish Dishonored instead.
I
was really into that for a minute.
Dishonored and Dishonored 2 are exceptional video games. Death of the Outsider might be their best content.
Don't threaten me, Dev. You don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna do just to spite you.
You're not. It's gonna be too long for you. You're gonna be I've seen.
It is a little, especially the second one. It is a little on the long side.
How long is it?
They could hit 20 hours. They're not short games.
That's not too bad.
They're not. Well, that's provided you just mainline, go through it as quick as you can.
I mean,
maybe one day. Probably not. Maybe one day. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Let's be honest with ourselves.
We're going with
probably not.
All right, so since we're talking about PlayStation, let's keep talking about PlayStation. They did their showcase. I know that everybody's broken this thing down.
Hang on a second. Sorry.
Oh.
I went on and on and on and on and talked about all the stuff I bought. I didn't ask you what you bought. What did you
didn't ask me what I bought? Oh boy. All right. So look, I've had a stressful couple weeks. I'm a full disclosure this. I am in the middle of going through a divorce. And that sucks. Okay. And it's amicable and we are friendly and the kids are fine. And for anybody who hears this, who knows me, look, I'm in the middle of that. So I've been very up and down for like the last month. And I went and fucked around and opened a bunch of tabs this week. So I went on Etsy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My girl.
I went on Etsy. I know. See,
I
people
love
here.
Etsy
I went on
so
Etsy, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" So I wanted a Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
One of the original Game Boy Advances.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy a shell. I was gonna buy the IPS screen, and I was gonna mod it myself. Right?
Ooh.
I was gonna do it, but then I looked at all the parts, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, why do that?
if I
when you
buy
just
one on
pay somebody
Etsy
to do
that
it?
someone's already done, it's like $20 more."
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pay someone. So I bought a spice orange ass Game Boy Advance
Ooh.
with an IPS screen in it, an audio upgrade in it. Like, it's beautiful, right? And a rechargeable USB-C battery that's in it. So it's going to come to me in like 2 weeks. So some dude takes them, he paints the shells and everything. He does the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm really
one of
excited.
those.
I'm going to send you a link. You can choose the color of the shell, the color of the buttons. It's way
I
too
still
much
want
money.
That purple.
Dude, they got that
purple,
purple, that indigo
I
color.
still have
That's
that
where
one
I got.
somewhere.
That's where I got my Japanese 64. I was
See?
modded to play American games. That's
Yeah.
where I got my Wind Waker controller. Like, I love Etsy. That's where I got my No
Etsy's
More
great.
Heroes Switch. Like, that's where I get all my stuff.
It's so good.
So I got
I'm
my
really
Zelda
excited.
Switch.
I'm really excited about this thing to come because the Game Boy Advance, the original Game Boy Advance, minus the screen being not backlit, is one of my favorite consoles of all time.
Yeah,
like it's
that
up
thing
there
is
with
awesome.
with the it's up there with the Super Nintendo for me. And I have cartridges. Like I own the Castlevania games. I'm ready to go.
Me
so
too.
right, there were a freaking fortune, especially Aria of Sorrow. If you
I
have
just
the
put all
original,
those
Yeah,
on my
I have
3DS.
I have
they are
that,
worth
yeah.
a freaking fortune.
I've
so
never
then,
played them.
oh, they're good.
They're so
they're
good.
good. So I'm gonna play
you
a
would
bunch
hate
of
them. You would hate them.
they're
Metroidvanias.
Metroidvanias. Yeah,
Not for
they're
Donnie.
good ones though.
I love Castlevania.
So I purchased that item, and then I went and bought a Retroid Pocket,
Yeah.
which is, basically an Android-based device that you can load emulators and ROMs onto. And I did this. I had been back and forth about buying this thing for a while, but then my coworker comes to my desk and he hands me his. I'm like, son of a
Both of your
bitch.
checkmates have them.
Yeah, they do. I told them I bought it. That'll be here from China someday. I'm like,
You see Garrett in the chat going nuts.
yeah. So he's gonna have to help me load a bunch of crap on it. So this is what I did. This is like I was like, I'm just gonna, because I know I'm gonna have a lot more free time during the weekday evenings. I'm just gonna sink into the dumb video games. So I bought both of those things,
Nice.
and I'm very excited. And then I bought a stack of freaking video games. So I feel you, Donnie. I'm solving the problem with nerd stuff.
She
I'm
already
very
had the
excited
big
about
ass TV. so-
Buying happiness.
I had the 65-inch OLED. I got that already. I'm keeping that in the
That's very
separation.
nice. That's very nice.
That be mine. So yeah. So that's what I did. This is how we solve our problems apparently on this podcast. Therapy is cheaper, kids. Just so you're aware, I do that
but
too.
it's not nearly as much fun.
It's not as much fun.
No, it's
not
not.
as
Reminded of that Daniel Tosh bit where he's like, "Money can't buy happiness." Have you ever seen that old one? It's like from like 2006. He's like, "It can buy a jet ski." He's like,
Yeah,
have
it
you
can buy
ever seen
stuff,
anybody
yeah.
unhappy on a jet ski?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Jay-Z.
try.
Yeah. So like
That
I
is true.
bought the
You know,
I bought
Delvin. You know.
That is
God.
true.
so good. So yeah, so I bought the ridiculous items, but I'm really excited about this Game Boy Advance. I can't wait to get it and take pictures. Like
That's awesome.
I've wanted this for quite a while. That was the one modded system I wanted to have. So here we go. I'm gonna play
Hell
Game
yeah.
Boy Advance games. I'm gonna look at the stack of new releases and I'm gonna be like, hi, I'm gonna play Aria of Sorrow.
Somebody get this man a
Metroid
link.
Zero mission. Let's go.
Oh, dude, Fusion too. Fusion's one of my favorite
Yeah.
Metroid games. With Dread
Oh, yeah.
coming out, and I've said this on Shaq recently, Fusion is a really good
Play
game
it
to
before
play.
Dread.
Play it before
Absolutely.
Dread. Get that spooky vibe. Play it. That game is so good. Let's go. So, all right, now we can go back to PlayStation. That
Yeah.
I've unloaded my pricey purchases. So, PlayStation Showcase happened. I know that I think XP talked about this thing, so we don't have
We
to go
did.
into super details. They showed a crap load of games. They showed a
Yeah.
lot of games. A lot of stuff that I was excited about watching this. I watched it with my kids, and my son was like, "Mom, are we getting these games?" And I'm like, "Probably." He's like, "These seem cool." I was watching it with your kid.
That's
I
awesome.
lost my fool mind when they announced the KOTOR remake. It's one of my favorite games. I have very, very fond memories. I played that on the original Xbox. in my dorm room.
So did Nathan.
Hundreds
I
of
think
hours.
Sean did. Some thousands of people did. A lot of Xbox fans did. So I have to ask, does the fact that Aspire is doing it make you take any sort of step back? Because the feedback out of this is everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe they got KOTOR remake. Like, this is a huge deal. I believe on XP, to shout that podcast out.
It is a big deal.
A host over there said that it might be bigger than Xbox buying Bethesda.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting take. I don't have an opinion on Aspire picking it up until I see what the game looks like.
Have you seen what Aspire's done?
Yeah, I have.
With the other remakes and Battlefield?
Some good, some bad.
Some
not
good.
Great. Like, the good ones aren't great. Maybe they're hoping this is bigger than that?
They are.
It's the idea behind it. It's the fact that it's coming back out. It's something that somebody's been looking for so long.
But I thought that, and correct me, and the reason I'm asking is because I never played KOTOR, so help me here. I thought the reason that people loved that game and everything was it was the BioWare part of it. Like, wouldn't you want BioWare to be doing it? And that who did it first?
You would, but BioWare doesn't exist.
It's not that BioWare
that made that game.
I know
exist.
that. I know that, but Aspire
it's not that
isn't
BioWare.
That at all.
No, but the writing is done. Like, you're remaking the game. The story is written. You're not iterating. This isn't like a third game in the series situation to me. Like, it's, I don't know.
That's what I was laughing at.
I don't want to rain on your parade. I just thought it was a little strange that everybody was like, dream announcement. And I was like, I don't want to take away from anybody's hype, but there's a part of me, it's like, I bought Republic Commando and was thoroughly let down.
There's a
after hearing everybody talk
Commando in that game.
This is an RPG. There is a lot of wiggle to make this a good remake. First of all. Second of all, like, I never thought I'd get a remake of KOTOR. I thought that thing was going to stay where it was, and that's fine. It's special in that place. But the idea that I could have an iterated, like a cleaned up new version of it is exciting as hell. I'm willing to let them do it. Let's see what they do. I'm pumped. I'm very excited. I'm also pretty excited of what they showed of God of War. I mean, I'm way into that.
Oh, absolutely.
They showed more. I'm down with that Thor because
Thor
is Thor.
Don't at me. There is like Norse mythology where dude drinks half the ocean or a measurable quantity of the ocean. That dude ain't got washboard abs. He's a power lifter.
I don't want him to.
With all of this crazy shenanigans and nonsense with Norse mythology, but you're upset because he doesn't look like MCU.
Dude, one hand's an axe that looks like a 10-foot sledgehammer.
Put your Chris Hemsworth pretty boy shit away, okay? This is the Thor that I'm like sort of here for.
This is what Thor would look like if he were real. Let's just be honest, all right?
This is good Thor. I'm here for this Thor. I like pretty Thor too, but this Thor in a video game is going to make me feel like I'm up against something serious, and that's what I want when I play a video game against fighting gods. So, thick Thor, that's pretty good. Nah, you need more C's. That was only 2 C's. You need like 4.
You need like 7.
Big boys got them legs.
I'm so into God of War and like where they left off with the first game. I can't wait to play the second one. Like, this is by far my highlight of the show. Like, I'm all in. I'm going to buy the stupid edition. I'm there.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. They announced that for 2022. I'm right. That was next year. Did they set the date?
Yeah.
Unless
they said 2020. They didn't set a date, but
no, they just
honestly
it's gonna be
believe
2023.
it'll hit. I don't know, man.
It might be.
I was going to say October, November at the very earliest, and if not, it'll get pushed into Q1 of the next year, which is fine. Which is fine. It gives me time to replay the other one. Like, I love this God of War more than any God of War they have done before. I'm very excited.
Yes. By far.
I'm very excited. I was also kind of into the Tiny Tina's Wonderland thing. It looks stupid. I love stupid.
Haven't got into Borderlands, and I've tried, and I did the Telltale one that everybody says is great, and I wasn't into that. And then I played Borderlands 1 and 2 a little bit, but I've never been into looter shooter. Dev knows this wholeheartedly.
These are not games for Donnie. Please stop.
But the Tiny Tina's Wonderland commercials looks fun. Like, I kind of want to have fun with people.
Yeah, it looks fun. I'm ready to play this.
You're gonna.
Am I setting myself up for disappointment?
And you are, because you're gonna like the humor. You're gonna enjoy the shenanigans of it. But
you're not gonna want to play it.
Game, because they're not short games either. Borderlands games are long. They're so long. Just mainlining it, they're long. So it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna play like Ghost of Tsushima. You're gonna be like, cool, I've seen it. I'm ready for it to be over, and you're not
that's
even
fine.
like halfway through.
So that's like half the games I buy.
But
I'm totally fine with that.
this is the kind of stupid I want to play with other people, so I'm like
looks
way
fun.
into this.
It does,
I haven't played Borderlands in a minute, like really sunk into it.
So-
I'm ready for some
Is
stupid.
it a PSVG game night game?
Oh, I play. Let's do that.
I mean, I'd rather play with friends.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, can we do that? Not Delvin, because Delvin doesn't play online.
Glad you know that. I was looking at you like, fuck out of here.
You wouldn't come and play if I asked. I'm gonna use the
damn
girl
it.
powers here.
There we go. There we go.
That worked.
Found it. What's up, y'all? See, I'm
That looks fun.
special. All right, there were a couple other things. Is there anything anybody else wants to shout out? We don't have to go in depth on this thing. We got other news and some questions, but
I mean, we know what's happening.
yeah, we know it's. I'm excited.
Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, PlayStation's got games coming. Man.
They got games.
Yeah.
We know what's
They're all going to be good.
Forspoken.
I'm excited
Looks
to
amazing.
play that one.
It
I'm
looks
actually excited.
good. The traversal in the open world, I guess, looks awesome. There's like parts of it that I'm intrigued by, but like the talking hand bracelet, and
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure
Johnny.
about.
Darn it, we've been over this. It's not for you. Just
Maybe it
walk
is
away.
though.
It's not.
Maybe
Why do you keep
curious.
setting yourself up for
He
disappointment?
just keeps doing it to
He
himself.
does do it. He wants.
Stop
He
it. It's
wants to
too-
like everything.
It's too
It's
far
impossible.
I
out
do.
for you.
You know what? You know
It's
what is
okay.
though, Miley? Project Eve.
I'm really excited about that game.
Give me
Really?
spandex leather
I'm really excited about
Bayonetta
that
girl
game.
game.
I'm excited about that game.
Let's do
That
it.
is very on.
Oh, yeah.
brand for
I'm
me.
very here for this game. I feel like you're gonna rage quit it.
I love Bayonetta.
Why?
What are you
It
talking
depends
about?
on how hard it is.
I don't.
It might not be hard.
I've beaten both
Korean
Bayonettas
games
and I
are
love
never.
That's
Devil May
fair.
Cry.
Korean games are never easy. Korean
fair.
games
That's a
be
good point.
hard as fuck.
That's fair. But I'm excited. About it.
Oh, I'm hell excited. I'm here for
I'm
it.
ready to go. That's
Yeah,
like
it looks cool.
that's my
looks-
jam.
it
It looks
looks fun.
hard and it's weird, and I'm here for it. Definitely. All right, let's keep it moving here then. But I am excited for all these PlayStation games. Let's talk about Halo really quick. The next multiplayer flight event for Halo Infinite is happening September 24. They're going to put in bots and training mode, big team battle. I mean, I'm glad that they keep putting this game in front of people. I hope that it's good. when it
Still haven't
comes
seen
out.
the campaign. It's almost October.
It's like Call of Duty. Nobody cares.
Keep
about
bringing
the
it,
game.
but
I
it's
know.
not. But it's
Some
not.
people do. I actually think
I'm
that
kidding,
one
Donnie,
people.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. People care more.
People
about
do
that
care
one,
about the
so.
campaign. Yes. Very much so.
Let's see. Let me hit one more quick one too. The Switch. All these years later, all these statements about how it can't be done. The Switch now has Bluetooth
weird.
for audio support.
Just turn it on.
They just turned it on.
They just Tuesday night.
Guys, they just tweet. I've been working
5
on this
years
for
later.
years, and they just tweeted it out there. They just.
Yeah.
They just.
Apparently it's like
Yeah.
kind of ghetto too. Like if you turn it on, you can only pair so many extra controllers.
Two controllers.
Like it limits how many controllers you can have as well. So
I look. It's a Nintendo ass thing. They also like announced it at like 11 p.m. at night. They're like, by the
so
way,
Nintendo. It's
So
so
by the
bizarre.
way.
Look
yeah,
at
it's
that.
weird. They also quietly increased the limit on your tweets from the Switch to actually match the limit on Twitter now.
I
That
was
was the
making
other
the
thing.
joke. So Garrett in the chat says Nintendo. All right, I'll turn it on. I was making the joke that like they got a new programmer and infrastructure, like somebody with like mobile experience, like Android. And they
Yeah.
came in and like he's going through the firmware and he's like, "Anybody just turn this on?"
Anybody just
and they're like,
did you
"What are
guys
you
know
talking
this was
about? Like
here?
it's Bluetooth.
It's a
It's
Switch.
built into
got
the
this.
Shield, right?" And they're like, "You can do that?" Like, yeah, I can do that.
I have a shield. You mean you can? Integra chips can do this? Are you sure? I thought it was so hilarious because it dropped so late at night and it's kind of ghetto and it's like busted and it's like it's very like very
Kind
funny,
of
but
works, but halfway works.
Halfway
People are-
worked. It's
I was hearing people that were like, "There's delay. It doesn't sound that good, but it does work." And I'm like, "Oh god."
I'm gonna keep my adapter in my Switch Lite. I'm just gonna keep my
Nintendo
adapter.
ass Nintendo.
Yeah,
I
that
have
was
an
a Nintendo
adapter,
ass.
and crazy thing, I really don't use my headphones a whole lot.
Oh, I do because I play my Lite on the train.
But with the
People don't like
AirPods, maybe.
Yeah, I have like Skull Candy ones that I just pop in that are paired. So
Yeah.
all right, two more quick ones. Well, kind of quick. Ubisoft announced the roadmap for how Far Cry 6 will be supported after release. That game's out soon.
Let me do this. Can you
Yeah.
take a breath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
So we get weekly insurgencies and new gear every week. That's free. We get new special operations with extraction missions. Those are free. They'll come out, I think, once every month. And then you're going to get free missions, okay? Danny Trejo the actor, is coming to Far Cry 6, and you will help feed Trejo tacos to the citizens of Yara as, I guess, the gorillas try to stop you from doing it, and he will have his machete.
I love
that.
Of course.
I love that.
What
Absolutely.
are they doing over there?
Absolutely.
What is happening? What is happening?
When you're done with that, you can go be Rambo, or not Rambo, somebody that wants to be Rambo. In Rambo, All of the Blood, where you have a blood-soaked 80s action adventure little campaign story mission. And
Rambro.
then it will finish. That's real good. Rambro. That's real good.
Oh boy. Hold
with
my
a
calls.
story drop called The Vanishing, a Stranger Things inspired story in partnership with Netflix.
The fuck?
They've been drinking.
All of that is free when you buy the game, and then if you get the season pass and the DLC content, you will get the Insanity, Control, and Collapse missions. Those are those prequel things with Joseph Seed, Pagan Men, and Voss. And then you also get Talk About Loops. Oh God, I hope this is not the next damn trend of games. The Die and Retry prequel stories, where you start with nothing and build your way up and find your way to the end. And then you also get Blood Dragon, quote, Classic Edition.
I love Blood Dragon.
Not remastered, not
good. Yeah.
Remade, Classic Edition.
You're just getting it. Be
You're
thankful.
getting the legit game.
I wonder if the 360 thing will spin when you do it.
Oh, I hope
Probably.
so. This fits with how Ubisoft supports their games. They give you a lot of content for free. They give you a season pass.
Get
with
the
even
gold
more
version
stuff.
of the game. It's going to be worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. I'm an idiot, so I'm going to buy this at launch. This thing will be cheap on Black Friday, y'all.
Oh,
I'm just saying it. If you want the gold
I'll be getting
edition,
it for $40.
sit on your hands a
The
little
gold
bit.
edition.
Give it a month or
Buying it at
two.
launch,
I'm
40
playing
bucks.
this game the day it comes out. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Me
I
too.
make
I
bad
love the Far
choices.
Cry games.
I'm
Yeah,
all
I make
in.
bad choices. But Dev is
All in
smart.
on this damn game.
You-
All
you
in
like,
on this game.
You like Dev. This thing
I'm
will be
ready.
half price by Black Friday. Guarantee it.
Be half price by
Black Friday.
November 15th.
Yeah.
You won't even get that far.
Give it 3 weeks. I'm just saying. Look what happened with I saw you can find Valhalla and Legion
Watch
super
Dogs, all
super
that.
cheap.
Yeah.
Half
Super
off.
fast.
Yeah, except this one's going to be really good.
I mean,
Watch Dogs.
it's going to be good if you like Far Cry. That's what's going to happen here. All right, one more story, Donnie. Hit this one for me because you're the Game Pass man.
So we got Game Pass updates for the Game Pass podcast. The 15th, we've got Flynn, Son of Crimson. That's out today. That's like a 32-bit Sega-inspired thing. It's kind of like Kazi. Then the 16th, you get I Am Fish, Skatebird, and Superliminal.
Skatebird.
The 17th, you get Origami 2. The 23rd, you get Lost Words Beyond the Page. I played that game. It's pretty good. The 23rd, you also get Sable. So next on my little indie to-do list. I'm very excited to finally get my hands on that. Subnautica, Below Zero, Tainted Grail, Conquest. The 28th, you get Limnus Gate. The 30th, you get Astria Ascending, big RPG, and I'm really excited for that
good.
one. Unsighted looks kind of cool.
Yep.
And then Phoenix Point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Things are happening. Nothing
Lots
super.
of Game Pass.
I'm excited about Astria Ascending.
Xbox is at Tokyo Game Show and they're doing a presentation. I'm wondering if some other Game Pass games might get announced or put into there when they're there.
Is Sony doing a Tokyo Game Show one as well, Delvin, do you guys know? I have not been
They
keeping
are
track.
not doing much there at all.
No.
Okay.
Dan, which game are you excited for?
They're not a TGS either.
Let's see.
Dev doesn't want to play any of these video games.
Yeah,
Dev,
I've heard
I
of
wanna-
like 3 of these games.
Yeah, Dev does
They
not
said
want to play.
Sable. Isn't that the WWE wrestler?
No, stay with
Different
me,
games.
Florida man, okay?
You gotta give us Sable? I'll buy Game Pass forever.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
sometimes I get off this podcast, I'm like, I need like 3 Advil and a 2-day nap. And I don't know why. And I don't
know why either.
I don't know why it
Stress.
stresses me out so much. All right, gentlemen, we've got questions. Hopefully you've got answers. We'll see. I'm going to kick this set of questions to you guys.
One quick thing, just
Oh.
as a recommendation. That Limney's Gate game is a time-bending, turn-based strategy first-person shooter. So if you want to know that time-based loop shooter, Destiny type
That's
thing,
one of the games that I had heard of.
That's what I
That-
thought.
that
Devin
sounds
would
like
have.
they took
when
words
I
soup
saw
and
that
turned it
game,
into-
I was like, "This is a Devin game."
I want to check that one out. Yeah. All right, now we can move forward. Kyle and Justin both had questions that are related, so we're gonna roll with them together. Since Kyle said, since Norm Macdonald tragically passed away, That happened this week. What are some of your favorite Norm Macdonald moments? It can be stand-ups, being a guest on a talk show, his TV show, movies, etc. I was never a huge fan of Norm's comedy personally. I realize that puts me in the minority. So I'm gonna let you guys take this question.
I don't even know who he is. So
I guess it's me and Donnie.
You two gentlemen can do it. Bring it down.
I love Norm Macdonald. So one of the things that maybe our listeners, especially if you're new here, if you come from the Xbox Empire or PSXP and you haven't listened to me on my other shows or DLC, you may not know this about me. Maybe second to horror, my favorite form of entertainment is stand-up comedy. I've got hundreds of stand-up DVDs. I watch basically every special that I can possibly find. I've always really, really enjoyed it. And Norm Macdonald is one of the greats. And I'm not exaggerating that because he's passed away. I know a lot of people do that posthumously. I'm not doing that at all. Norm Macdonald is one of the most unique, bizarre comedians ever. He has an incredibly unique delivery, and just that dry delivery is hard to do. It's not common, and he did it in almost even a better deadpan way. So like you think of like really dry comics, like Mitch Hedberg had that dry delivery, but he also was like really funny. Like he would laugh and chuckle about it too. So you'd almost play it off. So it's not even that dry. But you think of, I think definitely if you're looking at people that I would say were probably inspired by Norm, you'd probably think of like Jeselnik, maybe Tig. They're very kind of in that same way, but his is unlike anybody else's. And, he's a legend, you know, he's a legend mostly for, I think a lot of people always remember from his SNL days, and he kind of came up in that golden era of SNL where he did Weekend Update. And I want to say, I think I'm not going to say he's the best guy on Weekend Update, but he is definitely, I think if it wasn't for him, I don't know if we'd have Weekend Update. He kind of carried it at a time where that show was like really in a lot of flux, and he made it a big deal. And I think he's a big part of that little segment's legacy, which, I mean, I know in entertainment people may not realize, but I mean, that update, that skit on SNL has been going for like 40 years. It's a big deal. Most skits don't go that long, right? Like they've had tons of hosts and everything come through, and he's one of the better ones. He's also fearless and really like rare. He's really witty and quick, but so honest and truthful. And he would speak his mind more often than not at his own demise. He's one of the few comedians that can say he's been fired because of jokes. Like he lost his job on SNL because of jokes, because he was making fun of OJ back in the day, and he went really hard like on OJ. So like, you know, when you hear a lot of hard-hitting, tough-hitting comedians and they talk hard about cancel culture and all that, like this is a guy that lived it really to the demise of his own career. Now he had a great kind of second act on YouTube, and like he had a podcast. He's one of the early comedians that got into the podcasting game. And if you want to know one crazy thing about Norm Macdonald that I've always enjoyed personally, that you may not know, Norm Macdonald was an amazing golf fan and devout golf bettor. He lost a lot of money betting golf, but he used to live tweet golf tournaments. And I think this, as the story goes, he used to lose just tens of thousands of followers on Twitter at a time because he would just live tweet golf, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing? I'm here for jokes and stuff." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck what you're here for." He really loved golf and that type of stuff. That. So he's really bizarre character. If you hear any stories, like he didn't really like take care of himself. He was real flaky. Like he'd just not show up for gigs or not show up for. He had like movies and TV. He just didn't do it. He'd just be like, "I don't like the director." He just quit. Like no contracts, no agents, he just wouldn't. He lived
his best life in that way.
Yeah, like he wouldn't tell you what he wanted. He just left.
I was reading stories about that today because my Norm Macdonald moments were all SNL. Like those are always the ones that I latch onto. Donnie, do you have anything
Reynolds
in particular?
Classic. Burt Reynolds
very
is
good.
So
His
good.
Burt Reynolds is very good. Delvin, do you have any special moments? Do you two guys have a special moment about him?
I tweeted a clip. I have this old collection of stand-up bits from the 90s and 80s. If they sold it in like a box set, like an ass scene on TV. It's like 90 DVDs of like all these comedians. And when I was in high school, Melissa bought it for me. off TV. I had seen on TV. She bought it for me, and we watched it. And there's this old clip of Norm Macdonald in a club doing this Doberman skit that is just the driest, dumbest thing you've ever seen. And we died laughing about it when we were in high school, and to this day, it's kind of a shared memory between her and I, where she always, every time she hears Norm Macdonald, she thinks of the Doberman skit.
That's
and,
good.
It's very funny.
I love that. What about you, Devin? You got one?
Oh, mine's is simple. Donnie touched on most of the things about Norm Macdonald, but one of the things that I loved about him was a lot of people that probably don't even know. He was on this show called The Mike Tyson Mysteries, which is an utterly ridiculous Adult Swim show.
Yeah.
That stars Mike Tyson. And it's actually Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald is a character called Pigeon on there.
I love
and he
this.
is fantastic. And the show is essentially Scooby-Doo with Mike Tyson. It's raunchy, it's vulgar, it's funny, it's hilarious. Norm Macdonald was fantastic on that show. I think it ran for it has a weird schedule because I think it started in like 2014. Then it like didn't come out for 2 more years. It came out like in 2016 and 2018. It's like only 4 seasons, but it's really great. A really great Adult Swim show. Hilarious. If you like Norm Macdonald, especially like I said in his later years, this is something you can check out and you can enjoy.
Nice. I like it. Justin had a related question, which we'll touch on. We all lost a comedic legend this week in honor of Turd Ferguson. Who is your favorite comedian of all time? And to make this related to video games, what is the funniest video game you've ever played? I'm a Mitch fan, comedy wise. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife.
I like stand up off and on. Like I get in moods, but I would always laugh at his stand up. There's something about the way he delivers.
You see his guest appearances in the '70s show?
Yes.
Legendary.
Yep. He's legendary. So you guys have a favorite? Do you guys?
Oh God.
One,
favorites?
Donnie. Pick one.
One.
Best.
One.
Like best ever. Chappelle, Carlin, and Pryor. Favorites. Jesselnick and Burr.
How are you incapable of selecting one?
You say pick your favorite one.
The one guy that gets me laughing harder.
Yeah.
The one guy that gets me laughing harder than ever is Bill Burr.
Okay.
I mean, he kills, he crushes.
Deb, you got one?
I've heard that from you many times. I mean, I'm not big into comedy. I don't really watch many stand-ups. But to me, probably Chappelle.
Chappelle's a good choice. Delvin?
Dave Chappelle's my favorite comedian ever.
Nice.
I love Dave Chappelle. I love Half Baked. I quote many things Half Baked.
So good.
Have you guys seen Dirty Work?
That's a good film.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's on HBO Max. My wife watched it with me. It was one of our first dates. She came over to I was at the group home and she came over and like we laid on the couch and we watched Dirty Work and she was like, "This is the dumbest, raunchiest movie ever." And like, yeah, she I don't think she loved his skit stuff, Norm in particular, like on SNL, but like the movie, she wasn't feeling at the time. But we've watched it many times since, and like I think she's warmed up to it. But I think she just likes Artie Lang more. Cool. But it's a crazy little film.
Does anybody have a video game that really made you laugh? I can't think of one.
Truth.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
like one of the first things I think of too.
That was very funny.
Well, both of those games.
Both of them. They were
Saints
both
Row,
funny.
I think, is funny. GTA is very funny. Like it's satire and stuff is hilarious.
Saints Row 3, the scene where you're driving around in the car with the tiger, made me laugh so hard. There's a very good mission in there where you drive a tiger around in that game, and I love it so much. So, Dev, any funny ones?
For me, it's probably Borderlands 2. Just
so good.
God,
So
Butt
stupid.
Stallion, all that movie, that game is so.
Oh boy, yep.
Oh, happy rolling.
Oh man.
Yeah, laughing
All
is
right.
not something. Comedy is not something I don't think we get a whole lot of in games.
It's hard.
No.
Delivery and is hard, and it's difficult because games touch such a wide berth of people that finding the right jokes is actually really challenging. It's the same way that something that pulls at your heartstrings is kind of really difficult. Like, it's easy to be like middle of the road in writing.
I think we get
games.
more of those than comedy in particular. I feel like with comedy, like we all went to South Park, Saints Row, Grand Theft. Like those are all like satirical.
Yep.
So like they're making fun of things in an exaggerated way. That makes sense. I think that works in video game. But like, it's not often that I'm watching a game and I just chuckle or laugh about,
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That's because you did get far enough from Borderlands.
Borderlands is genuinely
I
stupid
think
funny.
Borderlands humor you would actually really enjoy.
You know, I like all the Last
you
of Us
would.
joke books. All the joke book moments in The Last of Us. Those were all.
I
was
really
adorable.
liked,
Yeah,
what
those are cute.
the golf was funny in its own weird kind of way too.
Yeah.
Like games like that can be indie games have the capability of being kind of clever and funny.
Physics games Like when you see like
Stupid
people
things
like
can happen.
dumb
Pain.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Donut County was very funny.
ragdoll physics and stuff can be funny.
You know, like I think indie games have a better shot at like genuine humor because they can do things outside the box. You know.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do something a little different. We'll do one or two more questions before we wrap this thing up. Zach Adams. Since food has been discussed, we talked about way too many video games on this show. Since food has been discussed a lot lately, what is your favorite breakfast meal? Boy, I'm a biscuits and gravy girl. If I have to pick one thing, I'm a biscuits and gravy girl. Yeah. Like I prefer savory breakfast. I'll eat French toast for dinner, but I prefer savory breakfast.
Biscuits and gravy with like some real good bacon. I mean,
crispy ass bacon.
Any damn better than that.
Yeah. Yep. Gentlemen, other gentlemen.
For me, it's stuffed French toast.
Degenerate.
All right. Yep. I'm here for that.
If it's something quick, it's always
if
something
you
else.
say pancakes.
I was gonna say pancakes.
Okay.
See, I was gonna say it was something quick, cinnamon toast crunch. I can eat regular cereal.
Yeah.
But that's meal. First of all, it's a meal. If you eat half
cereal, is in
cereal.
A whole different realm for me. I'll eat all the cereal all the time.
Of all cereals, though.
My favorite cereal.
Yeah, cinnamon toast.
That's my favorite.
CC
there is no
really
better.
Good.
That's the best cereal.
We actually agreed on something. Holy shit!
We did. Holy shit! It's the official
the official cereal place of video games.
Official cereal place of video games. Cinnamon toast crunch, baby.
Someone clip it. This might be the only thing we ever agreed on ever.
Yes,
TM.
And it has to be cinnamon toast crunch. It can't be the off-brand.
No. In the bag.
Don't bring that bullshit in my house.
Doing the Ingles
multi-meal nonsense.
Family size box. Give me my milk, my bowl, and my spoon, and leave me alone. Also, put that shit on ice cream. Put that shit on ice cream. Put it up on ice cream. Do it. If you're gonna eat a real meal like an adult, what's your actual meal like a grown up?
It's interesting because I'm from the South. I grew up on grits, eggs, and bacon.
Oh, grits is
the Florida count.
Yeah,
grits are bomb.
There's more New Yorkers in Florida.
Well, now it is.
Florida food.
Those fuckers keep moving down here and taking over our arenas.
Now I want some grits with like butter in them and salt. Oh, I love grits.
It's really good. Yeah,
I love grits.
I don't do grits. That's.
Oh man, I don't like my grits sweet though. I like them savory.
You know, shout out to like a
either way,
a really stuffed, well-made omelet.
Oh hell yeah!
Like all shit on the omelet. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
You ever if you go to a hotel? You ever been to a hotel that has an omelet bar?
And they
you can have the guy make you the omelet that you've always wanted.
I want everything in there and then roll it all up.
That's real nice.
I put hot sauce on my omelets. I put ketchup on my scrambled eggs, but I put hot sauce on my omelets. Yeah. I'm from Jersey. We do both, but yeah. Dude, now I want eggs and bacon. Shit. Damn it, Zach. Let's take his second question also, because Donnie, you actually might have something to say. Have any of you all ever played Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom? Would love to know your thoughts. If so, I loved the game. I have played it. I like that game a lot. It was recently released on Switch and probably other things. I played it on Switch.
I haven't played it. I first started thinking of Owlboy, and that's not the same.
Oh, no, that's not the one.
I haven't played this one.
I haven't either, surprisingly.
I feel like you guys
have seen the box art, but I have not played the game.
So there's your answer, Zach. I'm going to try to convince these boys to play it. It's good. It's a good game. I like it. How about we take one more question? Let's see. I love you, Hayley, but I'm saving this one for when I need one. When I really need one. We'll take one more food question, though. This one's a holdover from last week. The Winter Gamer asks, what is the group's rankings of these desserts? We're ending on food.
Oh, boy.
Pie.
Oh, boy.
Pie, ice cream, cake, jello, pudding, cheesecake, milkshakes, cookies, and brownies. Jesus. All right.
Can we do rules? Like, can you mix things? Like, can you have ice cream on pie or cake? Or
no, they're individual items.
Got to keep them separate. Then.
No, you got to rank them individually.
I would do it short and sweet. Ice cream's on top for me. Whatever y'all do after that,
I'm seconding that ice cream is my favorite dessert-based item. Full stop.
Yeah, ice cream's not my favorite out of this list.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, me either.
Ice cream is my favorite.
I would go pie, the certain kind of cake and cheesecake over ice cream. And if milkshakes are considered separate, I might go with one of those two.
I feel like milkshakes should be out of here because that's just an accompaniment to dessert or a side for a
meal. But the milkshake
cream.
is different than ice cream.
It is different than ice cream, but I'm not.
It's different. Like, it's completely different. It's eaten differently. Some of them have like malt powder or something. Like, it's a completely different food. Like, one requires an instrument to eat and the other one doesn't.
But to me, that's not something I order for dessert. Like I get that just because I want a
milkshake?
milkshake. Yeah, I don't have it. I
mean,
like
I don't.
To eat. I like
it
to eat
depends.
calories. It depends.
It
But I don't.
depends on the milkshake.
I'll have a milkshake with the meal, but like a Frosty, that's a dessert. You get a Frosty from Wendy's, like
that goes with the meal.
I'm eating that with a spoon. I'm not.
Yeah,
drinking
but whether
I'm
you
eating
eat
that
it
with
after
French
the
fries.
meal or
So are
not,
you.
like whether
Yeah,
you eat it with the meal or after the meal, it's still a dessert is a dessert. It's a sweet.
I always
Dairy
think
Queen milkshakes are very thick, so I
They
would consider that
Yeah.
that's a
dessert.
blizzard, not a
That's a
milkshake,
dessert.
though, right? That's a different thing.
It's
they have both.
That's
Both.
basically ice cream in a cup at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
That's if you could
Thick-ass
turn it
ice
upside
cream.
down. That's not a milkshake.
Yeah, for me, Jello and pudding would be at the bottom.
I love
Yes,
both
I agree
Jello
with
and
that.
pudding. But
Brownies
this
over
list-
cookies. Milkshake over ice cream, but pie and cake and cheesecake.
I like cookies over.
I'm going
brownies.
cookies over brownies.
And
More
cheese-
variety in cookies.
Cheesecake is low tier for me. I don't love it.
So I love cheesecake.
I don't.
I love
it.
cheesecake too.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of cheesecake.
You guys ever had blueberry cheesecake ice cream? If you have,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
do yourself a favor.
Strawberry
and get
cheesecake
that.
ice cream, blueberry.
The one,
raspberry,
what is it?
all of
It's
that.
the yellow brand. Is it Mayfield? The blueberry
has one.
cheesecake
We
ice
don't-
cream. They've got.
We don't have that out here.
They have the graham cracker crust with the blueberry swirl
Yeah.
and the cheesecake. Oh, dude, that is like
There's a Ben and
bomb
Jerry's.
ice
It's
cream.
the strawberry cheesecake.
There is
I
that one's pretty
fucking
good.
love.
There's
Yeah.
there's a New York based ice cream company called Van Leeuwen that just opened a location in Philadelphia, and I went there at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I got this strawberry. No, it was like some sort of other berry cheesecake ice cream, and it just tasted like they froze a giant piece of cheesecake. It was
Yeah.
great. That was very good.
But I love a great piece of a really well-made pie.
I love pie.
Yeah.
Of these, pie is the second, and it has to be fruit pie. Although I do like custard pies. I
Yeah,
love
no,
a
fruit pie,
tart
yeah.
cherry pie is one of my favorite. all-time.
Cherry, blueberry, blackberry, apple pie,
peach pie.
cobbler.
Good.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
cobbler pie.
Yeah, I think cobbler.
No,
is the
cobblers
pie.
are cobblers, but peach pie is still
No.
good by itself.
Yeah, but if you were to call a cobbler one thing on this list, then it's definitely a pie.
Yeah, you just
I'm
put
gonna
that fruit
call
inside of a
cobbler
pie
cobbler.
crust. Cobbler's cobbler.
Call
yeah.
it cobbler. It's different.
It's
So-
like the same ingredients. That's like saying, tacos, burritos, and all that stuff's all different.
No,
but
because
it's
the
it's all the
top
same
of
thing.
the top of a cobbler is a hold on. The top of a cobbler is a biscuit. Pie crust is not a biscuit. We need to talk about baking, sir.
Yeah, I don't
Cobbler's a little different. Cobbler's
I don't
something,
make
bro.
the cobbler. I just eat.
I love cobbler, but so I'm gonna say something controversial. I like pie more than cake.
I do too.
I think I do too. Yeah, but I like cake too. It depends on the
also-
cake, but yeah,
Depends on the
But I
cake.
like pie too. Yeah, no, I like pie more. So I always get German chocolate cake for my birthday, and then if I don't, I get a pie.
I like a pie. I
I've
would
done a
choose
pie
a
a few
pie
times.
over a cake for my birthday. Like personally, I feel like pie is consistently better, even crappy pie, than like questionable
Cake.
cake.
I'll choose pie over
100%.
cake
Right?
unless the cake is German chocolate.
I would agree,
I'm
and from
gonna
a
go
very
with
good
that.
Maybe
Yeah.
Go
carrot.
with that.
I like the carrot
I like
cake with
carrot
the cream
cake
is bomb
cheese.
too.
carrot cake is bomb.
Oh, with the cream
yeah.
cheese. Like those two cakes
yeah.
are better than pie, but pie is better than all other cakes.
I agree.
Yeah,
All
and
right,
I would rather
so
eat.
on pie, sweet potato or pumpkin. If
Pumpkin.
you
Potato.
can eat those.
I like both.
Pumpkin.
Sweet, thank you.
Pumpkin.
Sweet potato. Thank you.
I
Thank you,
prefer
Delvin.
sweet potato.
Okay.
I like
I make-
pumpkin, but
Thank you, Delvin.
I make pumpkin pies every year for Thanksgiving. Actually, myself, that's what I usually do for
Because
Thanksgiving.
you probably have like 37,000 pumpkins left over.
I make
Yeah.
I make apple pie. I'm the apple pie maker. So
Oh, thank
there's
you.
a
Apple pie is my favorite pie.
That
So-
one's great.
By
all
far
right.
my favorite pie.
So, but wait, the like a Dutch apple pie, which has the crumble topping,
Yes.
or
Yeah, the
a
crumble.
traditional. I
The
prefer
crumble.
the one
Crumble.
without the crumble. It's too sweet for me. I like the regular crust.
I like the
See,
crumble.
I like all
I
the
like-
sugars, clearly.
I like pie crust. You're a sweet guy.
And I
I'm
like,
a
I like,
sweet guy.
and
I like
that's the
sugars.
thing. Like my favorite is I like hot pie, apple, blackberry,
With ice
blueberry,
cream.
cherry with ice cream. You do the
Wait,
scoop of
there's
ice
pie
cream.
that's
on
not
top.
hot?
So yes,
People eat
let me
pie
tell
that
you about the
warm?
pie that's
Crazy
not hot.
monsters in the world that eat cold pie.
Oh,
Why would
I
you
eat cold
cold
pie.
pies? Wrong.
Hear me out.
Why?
My
No.
personal Thanksgiving tradition is to eat a
Devin
piece
says,
of
"I'm not going to listen
eat
to
a
this
piece
slander."
of pie. Yeah, he's gonna fight me. My personal Thanksgiving tradition is to eat cold pie the morning after for breakfast.
But
I don't
you
know why.
can't put ice cream on it to melt.
I'm
like
not
the
gonna
know,
do
has to
that.
melt.
I like my pie
Thanksgiving-
separate.
For
I like my
Thanksgiving,
pie
I do like having the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I like having pumpkin pie for breakfast. I do a cold piece of pumpkin pie with my
I
coffee.
like custard pie should be cold.
with the whipped cream. Yeah,
Custard
but
pie
that's
is
just
cold.
pumpkin pie. That's just a pumpkin pie.
I'll do that
Oh,
with
like a
sweet potato pie.
lemon.
Sweet
meringue?
potato pie, yeah, but I also warm it up and then throw the whipped cream on there. And let it get
I eat it cold with some milk,
I'll eat
like a 5-year-old.
like
I was
a
gonna say
child.
like a 65-year-old.
Look, you're
That
he's
works,
qualified to make this distinction with his oatmeal raisin ass cookies. Get out of here with this. God.
Whoa.
He is.
Whoa.
He's
Don't come for the
qualified.
oatmeal raisin cookies. They're delicious.
They're not.
All
They're
right.
good, but they're not the best cookie. We've been through
Never
this.
best.
Delicious.
No.
It's not.
You haven't
it's
had
not
the right oatmeal.
It's not my favorite.
It's not. All right, this is where we stop. This is where we end this nightmare. This was actually a fun question. This was a good show. We talked about video games this time. It didn't devolve into complete stupidity the whole time. I'm so proud of us.
Could you say we played some video games?
Before we get out of here, I'm going to read our on-air producers from Patreon. Thank you to everybody who supports the show on Patreon, on Twitter, on Discord. We appreciate y'all for listening to this nightmare on a weekly basis and all of our other less nightmarish nightmares. Our on-air producers are Michael Masick, Edwin Calo, Stephen Keller, Nick Creature, Ben Moxham, Nick Faulhaber, Paul Callicoat, Kyle Haiman, Devin Tyus, Josh Borbone, RJ Kern, Horse Girl 69, Zach Adams, Joe Wilson, and AJ Pentecost. I even gave you a little pause there for that one. Nice. Guys, is that everything? Did we hit everything we wanted to discuss?
Associating this show with a nightmare is something I can get really behind.
I like it.
Like if this is the Nightmare video game podcast, like I'm down for that tagline.
Let's really lean in.
That's good stuff.
Lean in. Keep sending us your food questions because I really enjoy hitting at least one of those a week. I love
Kevin
them.
did not, apparently.
I mean, look.
We got a lot of criticism from Kevin.
Let me just say it.
That's when you know you're doing something right.
There it is. Yeah. Also, just embrace Kevin. Kevin, come along with us and embrace the stupid. Okay, we can't take ourselves too seriously. We're too old.
He praised me, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Again, that's when you know you're doing something right.
Embrace the stupid.
Delvin should be a little worried.
No.
Yeah.
He may or may not be wearing pants. So you know what? Like, what are you gonna do? So, all right. Look, I think we're done here. Are we done here?
We are.
We're done here. So until next time, guys, play some video games. We out.